Hey, what's up guys? Rhino Rates Music back for another video here, another list, and in this video, the previous video, we covered the top 20 worst songs of 2022. This video will be continuing that by going over the top 50 best songs of 2022. So you guys had to see me suffering, going through the pain of going through some of the worst moments of 2022 musically. Well, now that 2022 has come to an end for music, we had to go over that, but now it's time to go over some of the best moments. So, obviously, because there was so much music came out this year that I listened to, so much great music as well, there are a few rules. Firstly, obviously, one song per artist. If I wasn't doing that, then there'd be some artists where I'd have more than one song on this list, and that wouldn't be fair, now would it? And secondly, the second rule is that I'm only including singles. Last year I tried to do any song deep cut from albums, but that was just too much for me, so I've only narrowed it down to singles for this one. So, yes, unfortunately that means Basketball Shoes will not be making it on this list, because that wasn't a single. Okay, but without further ado, let's begin with the list. So, beginning at the number 50 spot, we're going to speed through these. We have US Girls with So Typically Now. Man, this song reminds me of both some of the best 80s pop music come out, as well as some of the 2000s electro pop music from artists like The Knife and Road Traders. I love it. At the number 45 spot, it is Doechii and SZA with Persuassive. Amazing chemistry between these two artists here. At number 48, it is Ken Mode with the ferocious, hard-hitting, and haunting Love Letter. Number 47 spot, it is Florence and the Machine with their very positive and uplifting, but also kind of dark, Free. At the number 46, it is TK Mindsa with the JPEG Mafia remix of High Beams. How do you make an already great TK Mindsa banger even better? Add JPEG Mafia onto it. At the number 45 spot, it is The Smile with You Will Never Work for Television Again. Man, why does this sound so much like Radiohead? At the number 44 spot, it is Alex G with the amazing Runner. I've done a couple bad things. 43, it is Easy Life and Kevin Abstract with Dear Miss Holloway. How can a song that's literally about someone's love for a teacher be this good? At the number 42 spot, it is Quavo and Takeoff with Us Versus Them featuring Gucci Mane. Man, it's at least good to know that Takeoff got to be part of one last final banger before his tragic passing in November. Rest in peace. At the number 41, it is Princess Nokia with No Effort. At the number 40, it is Björk with the title track to her latest album, Fossora. At the number 39 spot, it is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with their amazing jam, Ice 5. At the 38 spot, it is Yukika with her amazing blend between K-pop and jazz with Scent. At the number 37 spot, we have Rina Sawayama with the title track from her album, Hold the Girl. 36, it is Petrol Girls with Preachers. And at 35, it is Paramore with This Is Why. This is why I don't leave the house. Man, so glad to see that Paramore is still continuing to mature past their pop-punk roots, and I can't wait for their next album. At the number 34 spot, it is Joji with Glimpse of Us. At the 33 spot, it is Kilo Kish with No Apologizing, No Apologizing, No. At the number 32 spot, it is Benny the Butcher and J. Cole with Johnny P's Caddy. At the 31 spot, Young Lean and FKA Twigs with Bliss. And at the number 30 spot, it is Louis Cole with his 8-minute jam, I'm Tight. Some of the grooviest and funkiest drums and bass lines I've heard in a minute. At the number 29 spot, we have Alt J with Hard Drive Gold. While I was not crazy about Alt J's last album, this particular song, which is literally about a 15-year-old who becomes rich from cryptocurrency, somehow ends up being so much fun. At the number 28 spot, it is Australian band Tropical Fuckstorm coming with their amazing art punk song, The Golden Ratio. At the number 27 spot, it is Steve Lacy with Bad Habit. I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit. Man, I don't care what anyone says, this song is a fucking jam. At the number 26 spot, it is Superorganism with Solar System featuring Chai, PMR, and Boa Constrictors. At the number 25 spot, it is Quadeca with Born Yesterday. At the number 24 spot, it is Gorillaz with their colourful track, Skinny Ape. Out of all the singles they dropped this year, this one, the latest one, is probably my favourite, and that's why it's making it on this list. At the number 23 spot, it is Genesis Owusu with Get Inspired. Man, Genesis still continuing to prove why he is one of the most talented and promising artists from Australia. How does this guy do it? a groovy, raw, grimy, industrial instrumental that's a little bit funkadelic and a little bit dance as well, and yet this man raps over it effortlessly. It's just amazing. At the number 22 spot, it is a song that I certainly relate to. It is Dead Lemons with Ghosted My Dentist. Man, I don't care what your thoughts are about dentists or the thoughts of ghosting them. I endorse that because I hate the dentist, but I love this song. Probably Dev Lemon's best single to date. At the number 21 spot, it is Alice Longyu with Make You Love Me. If you didn't think hyperpop could sound like it's replicating the future any more than it is, listen to this song. It's like a blend between hyperpop and metal, and it is great. At the number 20 spot, we have Shy Girl with her beautiful acoustic and ethereal Firefly. And at the number 19 spot, it is Alvvays with Very Online Guy. Colourful, noisy, and yet so much fun. A song about your typical internet reply guy trying to get famous off commenting on Twitter. Few hits here coming up. At the number 18 spot, we have Beyoncé with You Won't Break My Soul, You Won't Break My Soul. At the number 17 spot, it is Carly Rae Jepsen with The Loneliest Time featuring Rufus Wainwright. At the number 16 spot, it is Flume with Palaces featuring Damon Albarn. And at the number 15 spot, racking in the top 15, we have Wise Blood with God Turn Me Into a Flower. Man, this song just shows why Wise Blood is one of the best out there vocally. Her vocals not only transcend you into a different world, but they work into the instrumental here so goddamn beautifully, and this track is just, it's one of Wise Blood's most beautiful tracks to date. At the number 14 spot, it is Death's Dynamic Shroud with Messe E102. I don't know how to describe this track. It's dancey, it's groovy, it's industrial, it's beautiful, it's psychedelic, it's haunting. It's so much all into one, from the sampling to the production to the mixing. Everything about this song is just mwah. If you listen to this song, more than one celestial will kiss your ears, I beg of you. At the number 13 spot, we have Danger Mouse and Black Thought with Aquamarine featuring Michael Kiwanuka. Man, I don't know how Black Thought at 50 years old is still rapping his ass off, coming up with absolutely thoughtful lyrics, smooth ass flow, the instrumental is beautiful, and Michael Kiwanuka has a beautiful chorus as well. And Danger Mouse, if I didn't say, killing it on the production. At the number 12 spot, it is Chat Pile with the song Why. Not only does this song hit absolutely hard with the guitars and the drums, everything in the instrumental, the band just really dominating here, but also the vocalist, who is really a big selling point for Chat Pile, but also the lyrics of this song that criticizes the government for their lack of support and their lack of action towards the homelessness going on in multiple countries. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the power to do something about it, but they're not doing anything, and it's just confusing Chat Pile as to why there are still so many people living out on the streets without any help. At number 11 spot, we have eBay and Georgia Smith with Lavender and Red Roses. Just missing the top 10 here. This song is just, it perfects the idea of minimalism. From the chords, the synthesizers, the Eastern aspects of the instrumentals, the way the Eastern and the Western aspects combine so beautifully. The vocal performances from eBay and Georgia Smith are amazing. And the lyrics about having this lover that on one end you don't want to let go, but on the other he's kind of a dick and there's nothing you can do about it. So maybe the best thing to do is to leave him, because not even the Lavender Red Roses can cleanse him. Okay, we have made it to the top 10 spot, the top 10, my top 10 songs of 2022. So coming in at the number 10 spot, we have Algiers with Irreversible Damage featuring Zack de la Rocha of Rage Against the Machine. Man, I don't see this track getting enough talked about, but at the same time, what is there to talk about this track? How do you describe this track? It's noisy, it's chaotic, it's industrial, it's mind-numbingly good. From the 303s to the haunting samples, the heavy percussion, and the razor-sharp guitar edges packed all throughout this thing, and coalescing so well, creating something that's just haunting, scary even. One of the scariest songs I've heard this year, but still amazing. And yet somehow Algiers and Zack de la Rocha of Rage Against the Machine do so much more to this track as well, and everything about this track just is amazing. If you have not checked this song out, if you have not checked Algiers out yet, what are you doing? Do it. At the number 9 spot, it is Viagra Boys with Troglodyte. Not only do the aspects of punk, dance, and rave music come together so well on this, and not only is the instrumental to this absolutely amazing from the thick bass lines and the electronic aspects, but the lyrics of this are absolutely hilarious, but at the same time kind of pinpoint how a lot of people are being sucked into this social media capitalist driven culture that we live in without them actually realizing it. Taking this narrative and turning it into a joke about them being a troglodyte, because if these people were acting this way, if people were just sitting on social media, hating on other people, denying science, then they would be kicked out of the jungle because they aren't an ape. They are less evolved than us. Man, what a weird concept of this song, but at the same time somehow clever and yet so much fun. At the number 8 spot, we have Natalia Lafourcade with the title track to her beautiful album, De Todas las Flores. If you didn't think Natalia could get any better vocally or any better when it comes to balancing out her immaculate vocal performances with some of the immaculate instrumentals that she uses, creating this kind of vibe, and also the songwriting, doing all that, then you guys haven't really done yourselves a favor. And I was guilty of that myself. But this song, man, the way she kind of lyrically personifies this crumbling relationship, or this relationship that she sees potentially crumbling, with the way it can be difficult to take care and manage roses, is clever. She does it amazingly well, vocally, still killing it, and the instrumental is just godly. It's so good, this song, and this album is so good as well. At the number 7 spot, we have Kendrick Lamar with The Heart Part 5. I know Kendrick Lamar came out with a big album this year, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but I don't think any of the tracks, or at least any of the singles on that album, did it quite as well as this song did that came out just before the album. Not only is this song an amazing closing to the Heart series, and probably the best of the Heart series, but it also marks a closing in a spot in Kendrick's career. He is now finally closing that page in his career where, rather than him being a speaker for morality, a speaker for injustices going on in the world, as well as the ones going on in his world and the injustices in hip-hop, he is just a person, but at the same time, he has his own very, very, very deep and very, very kind of dark thoughts on it as well. And the way it's portrayed in this song, lyrically, and with the music video, not that I'm counting the music video in these, but it says a lot. It says a lot about the way people are being treated in this society from both the government as well as other people living in their own culture, with the way he interpolates Nipsey Hussle after his death, which that's a very, very, very risky thing to do. One of the riskiest things you can do in a song. But the way he did that as a way to portray a message or translate a message of forgiveness, but also karma, and correlating that with all of the karma that's been going on in this world that we live in and this world that Kendrick lives in, and the way he's seen it is just amazing. There's so much going on in the lyrics of this. The instrumental is also amazing, and the switch up is great. There's just so many layers of this song, so much to unpack, and it's still absolutely amazing. Radio. Coming in at number 6 spot, it is Black Midi with Welcome to Hell. God damn, I love this track. I love this track so much. Black Midi on this song still continuing to show why they are one of the best and most talented rock bands in the scene right now. Everyone instrumentally is doing it here, from the passages to the guitars to the extra chords, the bass line. Morgan Simpson's drumming is just on fucking point on this song. It's wild, it's chaotic, and it's also a little bit disturbing. And what I mean by that is, if you go into the lyrics on this is a song that lyrically shows details about war, the way soldiers and veterans are treated, to trauma and PTSD, and also saying a lot about toxic masculinity. Geordie Greep continues to show why he is one of the most eccentric and most unique vocalists in the rock scene out there right now, because the way he delivers this is just in a way that just sounds kind of catchy, but at the same time shouldn't be catchy. Wild, the useless, the dead, the untrainable. Listen, the sweet peals of moonlight induce love making on the streets tonight. Man, fucking jam. This is a fucking jam. Okay, but coming in at number 5 spot, in the top 5, we got a song that's kind of the complete opposite vibe of the previous track. I'm talking about Joey Badass with Survivor's Guilt. This is a track that I truly, heavily commemorate Joey for doing. It pays tribute to his longtime friend, Capital Steez, who committed suicide about 10 years ago, actually, as I'm recording this video. And the way he is talking about from his relationship with Capital Steez to his own struggles he's been going through since, to how he wishes he was there more for him and wishes he could have done something. And correlating that with what's been going on in his life during this huge gap and his fear on speaking out about this. But then we have so many other rappers now talking about depression and suicide. Given what's happened there, Joey finally has the courage to talk about it. But just because we have so many artists out there lately talking about these topics, that still doesn't stop this song from hitting as hard as it does. And I really do commemorate Joey for that one. And I think the track is absolutely beautiful as well. The instrumental is also beautiful as well, but it's just such a dark song. It's heavy, it's chilling as well, but a song that had to be made, and I'm so glad that it's here. Okay, coming in at the number 4 spot this time, it is Denzel Curry with Walkin. I'm going to be honest, this was my most listened to song of this year, and there is a good reason behind that. I listened to this song about 38 times, and that's just on streaming platforms. That doesn't count the amount of times that I've streamed this album on vinyl, and the couple of times I watched the music video to this on YouTube, because it is just so goddamn good. I love how passionate Denzel Curry sounds. I love how focused he is in terms of lyricism and rapping. There is bars across bars across bars across this thing. Lines like, I'm watching massacres turn to running mascara. I'm dealing with all the ills. I'm tearing up like I'm on Dr. Phil. I'm killing off my demons because my soul's worth redeeming, are just a few of the amazing lines packed throughout this song. Lyrically, it shows it's a very personal track. Denzel Curry, the struggles that he's gone through personally, contrasted with all the struggles going on in the world. From COVID-19 to racism to Denzel's own personal struggles, everything all coalesce into this, yet Denzel still continues walking and trotting through it, and this song shows why he does it so amazingly. Chorus is also great too, and the instrumental, the soul sampling in this song is also done very well. Not only is this one of the most fun rap songs of the year, but it is also one of the most thought-provoking and one of the most packed rap songs you'll ever hear this year. Okay, coming in at number 3 spot. At the number 3 spot, it is, as much as I love The Heart Part 5, Survivor's Guilt, and Walkin', this one is going to my rap song of the year, and that's going to be Jid with 2007. It's such a shame that Jid could not get the sample clearance for this song when the album first came out, and that we could only see it through YouTube. But I'm so glad that as of now, the sample has been cleared, and we now get the song at the end of the expanded version of the Forever Story. Because this song does so much to the narrative of the album, but even by itself, it is still an incredibly detailed, dense, and personal track from Jid. It goes back to the start, from why he began rapping to what was going on in his life during these different eras, from when he was graduating high school to when he was hearing some of his favorite rap albums come out, to when he was in college, to when he wanted to be a soccer player or football player, but he just felt that he wasn't quite good enough, to the point where he couldn't put 100% effort in anymore, and why he was taught to be the man who would put 100% in for anything that he does. Anything that he decides to do, he puts his best foot forward. And the fact that we have Jid's father coming in to provide his perspective also heavily solidifies that, and is a great moment for this song. And then we have J. Cole providing his perspective, so all the different perspectives of this song about Jid's life and upbringing is done so perfectly. Not to mention Jid himself as a rapper, his flow, he's rapping his ass off on this song and many other songs from the Forever Story, like he's putting no effort in, but it sounds like he's putting no effort in, but really he's rapping his ass off. The instrumental is amazing too, the switch up is great too, and it's just an amazing closing to the Forever Story. This is like Jid's version of Mortal Man in a way, in a sense. I know it's a weird comparison, I don't even like people comparing Jid to Kendrick, but That's the way I can describe this track, and it is amazing. Okay, now coming in at number 2 spot, my second favorite song of 2022, it is Soul Glow with Jump or Get Jumped by The Future. This track is so killer. The instrumental kicks ass. The blend between hardcore punk, noise rock, and hip-hop goes so well in this album. The guitar playing is amazing. It's consistent through and through, even during the change-ups and the multi-phase moments. The production is so great. The lead vocalist is just really animated. And the lyrics of the song also detail about his perspective on racism and how many people who are fighting against that in the past century were just left behind or forgotten or silenced. And his worry that if people don't start speaking up about it more and more now, then it's just going to be easier for people to continue being silenced, whether that be in the form of governmental force or death. And it's a very explicit song, but even if you don't get into the lyrics, it's still kick-ass. And Soul Glow are showing why they are a punk band to definitely look at the next few years. Now, we have reached the top of this list, my number 1 song of 2022. I'm very confident about this placement, but my number 1 song of 2022 is It's Concrete Over Water by Jockstrap. And where to begin with this song? Some of the best lyricism I've heard all year, the songwriting, the way it combines singer-songwriter with art pop, alternative pop, and baroque. It's just beautiful. From the chords, the glitchy chords that somehow sound controlled, to the beat drop, and we get the strings and the harmonies, just all the layers of this song just coalescing so immaculately. This song is just, if you're looking for an art pop song that also has a bit of an alternative flair, but doesn't sound too experimental, but at the same time is like no other song you'll ever hear, and has a bit of baroque pop flavor to it, and some great lyrics, this is your song. And this is why it is my choice for my favorite song of 2022. And Georgia Ellery as a vocalist is amazing, and I wouldn't even be mad if she became the new vocalist and front woman for Black Country New Road. And it's just amazing that Georgia Ellery is part of 2 of the biggest, best, and most promising alternative projects of our time, Black Country New Road and Jockstrap, and she just fully proves it on this song, as does Taylor on the production. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this list, guys, so if you enjoyed this video and made it to the end, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you're new here somehow, well, most of you should be from my TikTok, but if you are new, go follow my TikTok page in my description, and tell me what your favorite song of the year was. Tell me what you thought of this list. But until then, guys, I will see you in the next video where we'll be going over the worst album. So we gotta go over that again, guys. But until then, take care. Bye-bye.